Hey guys, welcome to the Way Up. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about how you've been throwing away your money acquiring liabilities. So if you want to know how you can turn your liabilities into assets, keep watching. First of all, what's the difference between an asset and a liability? It is pretty simple actually. All you need to know is that an asset puts money into your pockets, while a liability actually takes money out of your pockets. So you better, in your personal finances, you better have more assets than liabilities. So first of all, we're going to start with liabilities. So I have a few examples of liabilities. So all you need to know is that your house, the house you're living in, it doesn't necessarily need to be a house. It can be an apartment. If you are paying a mortgage on that housing of yours, that's a liability. Your car is a liability, especially if you actually bought a car that's way above your means. So my fourth example is your student loan. Oh my God, student loans are so expensive. They're so expensive these days. And the first thing you do when you finish school is pay back your student loan. And that's a big expense that you just have to deal with for a while, basically for the rest of your life. For some people, it's for the rest of their life. The following example is actually something that people are taking out a lot more, and that's consumer loan. These days, people are paying for their trips, for their vacation with a consumer loan. I mean, come on, why would you do that? You're actually taking out a loan to travel the world, and you're paying interest rates on that loan. For what? I get it that traveling the world is amazing. Who doesn't want to do it? Like, who doesn't? But do it if you have the means to do it. If you don't have money to travel the world, don't travel the world. Don't take money, don't take a loan to travel the world. Do not take money to pay for your wedding. People are actually going into debt to actually pay for for these big, lavish, luxurious weddings. If you don't have money to actually pay for a luxurious wedding, just don't do it. Do a regular wedding and don't invite the whole planet. Okay? Anyway, so the last one, that's credit cards. I mean, that's not the last one. I actually have a lot of examples, but it's your credit cards. Stop using your credit cards for some shopping. You don't need that many clothes. You do not. I promise you, you don't. So stop using your credit cards. Stop. If you don't have money to pay for those clothes, those shoes, do not. Hey, you know what? If you actually like this video so far, like and subscribe so you don't miss any money tips in the future. Let's go to the next chapter. So the first thing on my list is intellectual properties. So intellectual properties are actually mainly made of intangible assets. So those include, for example, copyrights, trademarks, and patents. You can actually Google intellectual properties and you get more knowledge about that matter. So the next thing on my list is actually property owning. Now, in my previous chapter, I actually told you that housing is a liability, except if you're actually renting. You're getting money renting out properties or flipping properties. If you're not living in the property, or if that property is putting money into your pockets, that's an asset. A property that's not putting money out of your pockets is an asset. So here are a few tips that you can use to make your liabilities into assets. You know, if you're actually paying a mortgage on your apartment, what you can do is actually Airbnb your apartment or house while you're on a holiday. So that puts money into your pockets for a short period of time. Or you can do co-living if you don't mind, or if you have enough space, you can actually live with students. Sometimes, like I live in Paris, and sometimes I see people renting out a room to students, who foreign students who are actually in town to study for a short period of time, and that allows them to actually have their mortgage paid for. Basically, those tenants pay for the owner's mortgage. So that's something you can actually do. You can put it in place, so that allows you to put money in your pockets. And another thing about cars, you can actually rent out your car. There's so many apps and so many websites that actually allows you to rent your car for a short period of time. And you actually make money from that. Carpooling is great. If you take your car on a regular basis, because I understand you might actually need your car to go to work, to just go to work. Maybe there's someone who you can do carpooling with in your neighborhood, so that person can actually pay you for the ride. I am so sorry, I said actually so many times. Why do I use this term so much? Actually, I'm using this word so much. I am so sorry. Okay, so those were the tips. Drum roll for the book recommendation, because it's the end of the video. If you've stayed for this long, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you. So the book, without further ado, drum roll please, it is the one and only Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Honey, if you haven't read this book, you need to read it. You do. I actually haven't finished it yet because it's pretty dense, but I've read the majority of this book, and this is a jam. For real. I mean, I'm not saying that you should do the exact same thing, but this is a good book for your financial journey. And it's actually... Ooh. It's the same color as my top, so read it. Nah, I'm kidding. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye.